Hello, everybody. You're very welcome. It's Aisling Mooney here, and I'm so excited. I have a very, very special guest today, and it's Denise Duffield Thomas. Now, I've just started working with Denise. I've been following Denise a very long time over the last few years. I have loved her courses, her programs, but I haven't actually dipped my foot in until this year. I started with the Sacred Money Archetype program. I absolutely loved it, and I've just signed up for the Money Bootcamp, which I'm really excited about. So we're going to have Denise to ourselves for about 30 minutes to answer some of your questions. And just for a moment, I'm just going to read out your bio, Denise, just to let everybody know a little bit more about you, the official bio. So Denise is a money mindset mentor for a new wave of online entrepreneurs. Her best-selling books, Lucky Bitch and Get Rich Lucky Bitch, give a fresh and funny roadmap to create an outrageously successful life and business. Denise helps people release their fear of money, set premium prices for their services, and take control over their finances. She's an award-winning speaker, author, and entrepreneur who helps women transform their economy class money mindset into a first-class life. So, do you want to give us the real version?
Yes. So, I love helping people change the way they think and feel about money. Money is a topic that scares a lot of us, or we have a lot of beliefs around it. And, you know, I loved contributing to this conversation around money. I was always a bit of a black sheep of my family. No one wanted to talk about money with me. And now I get to talk about money all day long, and I love it.
So, you know, the Transform with Angels community, Denise, is mostly healers, you know, people with a spiritual business, or that are interested in angels or healing. I would call them light workers or earth angels, you know. So some of the questions that have come up, I said to my community, look, I'm going to be interviewing Denise. She's a self-made millionaire. She's quite a spiritual person. What questions would you have for her? And one of them was simply, can you be wealthy and spiritual?
Oh, God, what a great question. It makes me emotional almost hearing that straight away, because the reason why I love doing what I do is mostly for light workers, honestly. I attract a lot of nurturers and heart-based kind of entrepreneurs into my world. And they're the ones who really struggle the most with money, which sucks, right? Because if you think, who do you want to have more money in the world? Rich, greedy people who are destroying the planet and creating horrible things. Or would you want to put some of that wealth into the hands of people who actually care about the planet and who care about each other? And it sucks that a lot of us hold ourselves back because we're scared of money, or we judge money, when we really need to step up and be counted and get literally some purchasing power on the planet, right? So yes, you can be rich and spiritual. You can be rich and greedy. You can be rich and barefoot. You can be rich and environmentally conscious. You can be rich and be like an asshole. You can be rich and be lovely and gentle and kind. There are no rules. Well, we are really recreating what these rules look like. You can be rich and live in a tiny house. You can be rich and live in a mansion. There really aren't any rules anymore, and you really can't even look at someone anymore and decide whether or not they're wealthy. You think of one of the wealthiest men on the planet, Mark Zuckerberg. He wears the same t-shirt every day. The rules are different. And so that's why it's important that everybody in the spiritual community makes friends with money. That doesn't mean that everyone wants to be a millionaire in the spiritual community, but that means that we have to realize that money can be a tool for good in the world if good people step up and use money as a tool for good in the world.
You know, I want to jump into as well this new energy. Like, the world is shifting. I've heard you speak about this recently, and I know that your business, your brand, is shifting as well in relation to this. Like, women are becoming more powerful. This money story it's everywhere now, online. on your Facebook stream, everywhere, women are getting involved in the conversation. I'd just love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so we're in a really interesting place where more than ever, like, people are fighting against, things feel like sometimes they're a bit worse before they're better, because there's still some institutions that are holding on to it, you know, like, we're trying to hold women back even more. And it will not be stopped. We will not be stopped in the changes that we want to make. And it doesn't mean that everything's perfect or it's becoming perfect. There's still a lot of problems in the world, a lot of inequality, but we've gone past the point of no return now. Women are stepping up. We're creating our own economies. Like, look what we've created, even in the spiritual community, where we've created our own economies amongst women, where, you know, we're helping and supporting each other and hiring each other. And then when we have money, I mean, how many people do you know that as soon as they get a little bit of money, they go and buy something from another female entrepreneur? Exactly. They support other female entrepreneurs, not only in their own businesses by having, like, you know, coaches or assistants or people to outsource to. As soon as I had some money, I was like, oh, I want to go and buy that necklace that woman is making at home. And I want to buy a wand from this other woman who's making them. We have created this amazing economy for ourselves. But that only works, though, if we get away from the old thinking of, well, we only, you know, barter, or we don't charge each other very much, or we're scared of charging in the first place. We want to circulate that money, because not only does that stay in our beautiful communities, every heart-centered entrepreneur I know who gets a bit of money donates money to causes that are important to us. We give our money, and it really creates ripple effects throughout the world. Sometimes, though, when you stay stuck and small, your money just stays here. It doesn't expand. It doesn't go out. And that's what we're doing at the moment. The whole planet needs the ripple effect of conscious spiritual women.
What would you say to a light worker or somebody with a spiritual business who might be investing a lot of money? Like, this was one of the questions in the community today was, what do you do? How do you keep going when the money that you've invested in your business is just so much higher than what's coming back, than what's coming in? And, like, how do you keep the faith? How do you know when you've reached that turning point, when things are going, you know, I know for me, for years, it's just around the corner. It's just keep going. One more investment, one more coach, one more program.
One more course, exactly. So I think some of us have to get really real about what income producing activities we're doing in our own businesses, because we have to give and we have to receive. And if you're not charging what you're worth, or you're constantly discounting, or you're bartering, you're not open to receiving more money. You're not receiving it, you know, you're not in business, really. So it's not just about investing in another course or another certificate or another blah blah blah. We have to get really clear in ourselves. Am I giving people an opportunity to spend money with me as well, and not hiding my light? Because a lot of us light workers too, we're very used to giving. I'll give free advice, I'll give this, I'll give this, I'll give this, but you'll never ask for anything in return. Perfect example of this. So I am a beautiful astrologer in my town, and I remember she would send out these beautiful emails, and she started writing about parents, about, you know, what kind of parent you are according to your star sign. And she interviewed me for it. And I said, at the end of this blog post where you talk about Virgo mums, just put one little link, a text link that said, if you want your own profile, click here. And she was like, I can't do that. And I'm like, some people just want to know, what's the next step? How do I work with that person? And I see people do this. I'll give tarot readings in my group. And all you have to do is just say, hey, if you liked this, here's where you can book a full reading. But so many of us are not doing that extra step to receive money. We're just outputting, giving. And have a work with me page. Here's how you work with me. Here's how you book a full reading. You can still give generously, but it's okay to receive as well.
Brilliant. Another question. How do you balance? A lot of the women in my community, it's mostly women in the community, have families, and they're trying to balance setting up a business, a spiritual business, with, you know, being a mom at home as well. So I love I've listened to a lot of your stuff, and you've really helped me a lot about get a cleaner, get a cleaner, you know. And I just could you talk a little bit about that, about just balancing being a mom and having a business or beginning a business?
It's tough. It's tough some days. I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and the lady I spoke to just before you, she's got 4 kids, you know, and we've got so many demands on our time. What I see though in the spiritual community is because everyone's a giver, we've got big hearts, we feel like we have to give to everything, and we feel like we have to do everything ourselves, or we're somehow not being a good mom, or not being a good parent, or not even being, you know, a good wife. And so we're cleaning our toilets instead of working on our book. We are, you know, we can't let the bed go unmade, and instead of like working with a client who will pay us. So sometimes it takes, in the short term, maybe letting go of some of our standards of perfection around having to be everything to everyone. And that's going to feel selfish. But the thing is, that is going to create such a better, brighter future for yourself and your family if you carve out some space for the work that you need to do. It will make you a better mom. It will make you a better friend. It will make you a better sister, wife, whatever, if you have some space for you. And also, if you allow yourself, give your business space to actually make money, that is going to create a brighter future for your family than you doing everything yourself and burning yourself out. So until you can afford a cleaner, sometimes your house is going to be a little bit dirty, because that book will not write itself. That great work will not create itself. You have to create space for it.
That's brilliant.
It's hard, but it's
great.
Important.
I know. Yeah. Another question is, you've mentioned a lot that you're an introvert, you know, and you're happy staying at home. And one question was just, how did you honor that part of yourself while building an online business where you're very visible? Like I've been on YouTube, your YouTube channel, and I don't think I'll ever be able to get through all of the videos and the podcasts and the periscopes. So just how did you balance that? Because a lot of people in the community, they're shy, they're quiet, they're used to not a lot of people know that they're healers or that they believe in angels, or, you know, so just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I strongly believe that every woman needs to find the path for her. Now, I discovered this. I actually didn't know I was an introvert for a long time, especially because I'm not very shy. I feel confident speaking to people, but I would come away from speaking engagements or workshops or even big networking events, and I would feel really horrible in myself. So I started learning about even the difference between introverts and extroverts. So I started just asking myself, well, what would feel good? So if in-person workshops doesn't work for you anymore, it's okay, or even in-person readings or in-person sessions with clients, it's okay to say to clients, I'm moving to Skype now. You know, and you might get a little bit of pushback, but it will immediately make you feel better. You might not like doing in-person workshops, so you say, you know what, we're going to do group stuff and we're going to do it over Skype. You might not like doing videos for your weekly blog, but you might feel comfortable doing an audio, doing a podcast. There's always another path. What I see though for women is we beat ourselves up. Oh, I'm not like that person, or I should be doing this. You got to find what works for you. You might not even like doing video or audio. You can create a business just writing articles. You don't even have to have your face on it. You can have beautiful imagery. There are no rules. So we've got to stop having the excuse of like, well, I'm not ready to do video. Don't do video. Do something else. But get your message out in whatever medium feels comfortable for you, and just be consistent with it. So people often say, but how do you do, like, if you're an introvert, Denise, how are you doing all these videos? I'm like, well, I'm just in my office by myself. And when we hang up, I'll be here by myself. So I'm only talking to one person. When I'm doing my videos, I'm only talking to my computer. Yeah. Like, how introverted can you get? However many people watch that after I've released it, that's none of my business. I've turned up and I've just talked to my little computer, and I feel comfortable. I don't have to get out of my comfort zone. I don't have to leave my house or put on a bra. So find your own path. That's okay.
And, you know, you said something there, and it's consistency, isn't it? It's find whatever it is, find your path, but it's doing it consistently. Like, and that's something that I am starting to do, you know, instead of waiting until I feel like writing the newsletter, you know, waiting until I look good to do the video.
Yeah.
You know, today I hired out this room to do this interview, and I've also taken the opportunity to record loads of videos just to get.
Because you've got fabulous hair.
Got
Your
my
hair
hair
looks
done.
amazing. You may as well do tons of them. So it's little habits like that. Like for me, I go and get my hair blow dried every Monday, and I get a blow dry package. So it's, you know, it actually works out really cheap. And then I'm motivated to do videos. I'm motivated to do stuff like that. So find like any little trick that you need to do to trick yourself to be consistent. I started telling myself, people are going to be disappointed if I don't send my newsletter out at the same time. And this was before, like, this is when I had just hundreds of people on my list. Now we've got 100,000 people on my list. But it's like, you have to trick yourself. People are expecting my newsletter at 8 o'clock on a Thursday. And so you have to send it out no matter what, because you think, oh, I'll wait till I have heaps of people on there. No, you won't get heaps of people without the consistency, without showing up. That's how you do it. The cogs turn, and then it gets momentum by itself.
Yeah. Would you say that that's maybe one of the keys to your success?
100%. Honestly, I have had quite good success, but it's come from these little incremental things, and then it starts having momentum. But I've never had, like, even if you look at my traffic for my website, it's just gone like this. It's never gone suddenly, you know, I'm a millionaire. It's just happened from doing those weekly blog posts every week, showing up in Facebook groups to help people every single day, making offers. You know, back when I was doing one-to-one, so probably a very similar model to most of your people, and I was doing life coaching sessions, but it's very similar model to someone who's an astrologer or a tarot reader or a Reiki person. I would put out some content, and at the end of each blog post I'd say, I can help you. If you'd like to work with me, here's the link. So it's just giving, making an offer, making an offer. And it was never a big like, oh, book in with me now or you'll die. It was just like, if you want more, it's like offering someone dessert. You know, if someone's come to your house and they're full and you say, do you want dessert? No, thanks. Okay, no problem. But you're going to offer it. And that's what offering your services is like. Hey, you've had a taste of what I do. Would you like a bit more? And some people do and some people don't. So, but it's consistently doing it, letting people know that you're in business, really.
Yeah. So this group, the group Transform with Angels, Light Workers, Earth Angels. So a lot of the time we're talking about using your intuition, calling on your angels for help. How important has that been for you, or, you know, that whether you call it angels, whether you call it the universe, intuition, whatever you want to call it, how important has that been in your business, in leading you forward, giving you little nudges, you know?
Yeah. So for years, I've always been interested. You know, I've been interested in those concepts for my whole life. But I had this perfectionism thing going on where I was, you know, saying, well, I'm not like, I don't meditate every day, so I'm unworthy of, you know, the angel support or whatever. And I thought, well, people are much more spiritual than me, so, you know, they can talk about it, but I can't. And some of that is because I'm a very practical Virgo. And I'm like, well, I'm too practical for this. The other thing for me is that I realized that my gifts come in different ways. I have inner knowing, but I didn't know that was a thing. I thought, well, I hear all these people who like hear their angels or they see angels. So I don't have any of that. You know, I didn't think I even had intuition. Honestly, I didn't even think I was intuitive at all. And straight after I speak to you, I'm talking to my intuition coach. And she's helping me. She's helping me really see that my gifts are there. They're just maybe in a different way than I've expected from other people, which is perfect because I've always preached that to others as well. Your business doesn't have to look like everyone else's. Your money or what you want to spend your money on doesn't have to look like everyone else's. But I was judging myself as not being spiritual enough because it didn't show up for me in the way that it showed up for people who were more worthy or more you know, just more spiritual than me. So It's becoming more and more important, and I'm learning. I'm a real newbie, I still feel like, in this area. And that's why I want to say to your tribe, the work that you do is so needed in people's lives. And you think of, people who are very successful business people, they don't know how to work with some of the gifts that you have at your disposal. And you can serve those people. You can serve your communities. And they need your gift. They need your gift that comes so easily to you. And it's okay to charge for that as well.
And that was one of the questions in the community. Is it really possible for healers and spiritual business owners to be truly successful? Like, I believe it is.
Yes. But it's on our terms.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean that suddenly you have to wear a suit and tie, or it doesn't mean you have to be a bitch. It doesn't mean you have to spend your money in ways that are never going to be aligned to you anyway. This is new money. This is a new paradigm around money. And it looks just like your community. It looks like you and I. It's more feminine and gentle and beautiful, but it still can be abundant in ways that are important to us. And I mean, crystals are expensive, like it's okay for us to have money, because we'll spend it in beautiful ways. But I mean, money's okay, and money can be our friend. We can't reject money, because there are people in the world who are doing crappy things with their money, and we've got to kind of crowd that out.
Yeah. Oh, this is brilliant, Denise. So juicy, all these questions and answers. I'm really, really delighted with this. I would love you to talk a little bit about your Money Bootcamp. I've just signed up, and I'm absolutely delighted. I can't wait to get started.
Yay.
I've binged a little bit on the first 2 modules. But anyway, maybe talk about that, and maybe talk about how it would be particularly relevant to my community, to the Transform with Angels community.
Absolutely. So I think all women really need to work on their money stuff, because we've all got blocks. I think the spiritual community is one that colludes within itself to keep women small. And you might have seen this sometimes, probably not in your community because you know this, but I've seen it in other spiritual communities where there's a collective shaming when one person starts to charge for their work. And that's why it's really important for women to have a safe space and a safe community to talk about money, knowing that no one's going to think you're a bitch for charging. No one's going to think you're being greedy for charging what you do. So a big part of our Money Bootcamp is the beautiful community of women from industries all around the world, tons of spiritual entrepreneurs. We have tarot readers and Reiki practitioners and animal whisperers and everything in between, yoga teachers and singing teachers. And then we've got obviously a lot of business coaches and speakers. And overwhelmingly, the personality type in that group is one of the nurturer, people who give, have big hearts and want to help people, but just really can't bring themselves to charge for it. So the curriculum of the Money Bootcamp is about identifying where your blocks have come from, working out how to heal. Some of them need to be healed. Some of them just need to be worked with. Some of them just need to be reframed. And then we build you up layer by layer to create a really strong foundation where you feel in control of your money, powerful around your money, but friends with money, so you can upgrade your life in every way. And I'm really proud of the community that we've created there. It's unbelievably supportive, but more than that, it's transformative. It really helps us to transform our relationship with money at a very truly deep level, so you can then start to create the life that you want to, completely on your terms.
That's fantastic, Denise. I am going to pop the link for that course just below this video, so if anyone is interested and wants to connect with Denise, you can have a look there. So that's it, Denise. Thanks so much for your time. Thank you for answering all of our questions.
Thank you. And I really appreciate women like you who are being leaders in the spiritual community, because, there's just a lot that's keeping us really small at the moment. And sometimes it's us, sometimes it's our leaders that are keeping us small. And I just really want to applaud your bravery of standing up and leading your community, because I know that it's going to have ripple effects throughout the planet for all of us when we step up and be friends with money. So thank you.
Thanks, Denise. Thank you so much. I'm absolutely delighted. Thanks, Denise. I will talk to you again soon. Bye.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Hi there, it's Aisling Mooney, and I'm here today with a very special gift for you today. So this is, if you've been following this exploration of money and money mindset and angels in the last week or so with myself and in our community, in the Transformed Angels community, and you know, you've been on this journey, you might have had some ahas, you have seen the videos by Denise Duffield Thomas. I introduced Denise to this community as well. She's my money mindset coach and is helping me currently to work through some of the blocks that I have around money and to bring in more abundance into my life. So I hope you've been enjoying that series. Now, Denise is relaunching her Money Bootcamp. Now the difference is that in August it's the live it's the live Money Bootcamp. So the last time she did this was about a year ago, and before that was 2 years. So I really don't know when she's going to do it again. So that's why I jumped in, because I think it's a wonderful opportunity. If you're on the fence and you're thinking, should I not? Should I leave it? Should I jump? I want to give you a little incentive today. So one of my aims, one of my goals is to empower spiritual female entrepreneurs to become more abundant, to allow more riches, to work through their money blocks so that they can, through their spiritual business and gifts, bring in more money into their lives and in turn help their communities, because that's what women do. We give back. The more we have, we give back. So I have a beautiful course called the Abundant Heart Program, and that is to help spiritual light workers create a spiritual business, specifically online. Now, I am going to give you that course. It's worth 997, nearly €1,000, and I'm going to gift you that course if you buy through my link, the Money Bootcamp with Denise. If you sign up to the Money Bootcamp with Denise, you get the Abundant Heart Program completely free. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a match made in heaven, because you'll be getting clear on your tribe, on your sacred contract, on your mission, on your vision, who you're here to serve. And then the fear that comes up with this journey, you know, it's a full-on healer's journey, the Abundant Heart Program, and that's what people have experienced in that. When you come out the other end, it's like, oh my God, but there is a journey. And I feel that Denise's course, the Money Bootcamp, will, because money is, you know, it's not just money mindset, it's heart set, it's about worthiness, it's about how much good you will allow yourself to receive in your life. So there's tapping in there, there's upgrading your life exercises. It's an amazing, fantastic, really good quality course and material, and I think it complements the Abundant Heart Program beautifully. So you're practically getting, it's an irresistible offer as far as I'm concerned. If you're interested in either of these programs, you get 2 for 1. So I'm a very, very proud affiliate of Denise Duffield Thomas and her work, because of the quality and because I know it works. And I only recommend things that I can recommend with a whole and full heart to my community. So this is a great offer. If it helps you to jump off the fence, then just do it, dive in. Doors are closing and time is running out, and I don't know when this is going to happen again, the actual live program. So I think it's a great opportunity. So the link will be below this video. Click on that link, message me straight away to let me know that you have booked your place, and I will link you in. The Abundant Heart Program starts around I think it's the 11th of September, a magical date. I think it's around that date. So looking forward to seeing you in the boot camp. I'm already in there and I'm having a lot of fun. If it resonates, jump in and we can have some fun together and really blast through our money box and really make a difference in the world. Love to you all today. Hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. Bye.